Hello there, fellow cult leaders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Sintopia. Episode 8. So, we're going to build a cult. The other thing we could do to pad our budget, so we're going to want Hellpet shows, but I was coming out here to look for chests to be able to forward more stuff.
You freed some hummus from a chest, apparently. They are so happy that you did that, they immediately chose to join your cult.
Okay,
Neat.
so
Let's find more.
we got 6 cultists already. Another 4. And another 6. So we have 16 cultists just from chests alone. Alright, that works for me. So, this is an important note. In the cultist menu, you can select the cult's next activity for the night and check how many offerings wait to be consumed. So, in the front of the religious building, you have the resurrection, the portal to hell, and the leader stone. In the back, you have offerings. This is where the cultist offerings are provided. And then in the cult menu, which is over here, hummus above 75 influence are cultists who perform activities at night while other hummus sleep. They also deposit faith coin offerings like believers. Casting spells around the hummus raises their influence. Hummus above 50 influence are believers, which drop faith coin offerings behind the temple. So, the ongoing activity right now is cult advertising. Cultists visit houses and increase influence, and that's totally reasonable thing for them to do. But you have stay home and sleep, cult advertising, dark procession, which is cultists generate faith coins at the administrator's altar. You've got double shift, so they keep working. You've got ooh la la ceremony, where they shaboink, and then some other ones that are locked once we increase our population. So what's important here is that we need to build a cultist, and primarily we build cultists by casting spells around them in high population density areas, like the lumber mill or the farm, or eventually once they build the hospital or build the houses or whatever, build the farm. So we're going to need a lot of faith coin in order to do stuff like that, and that's part of the reason why I have a lot of people walking these tiles. Okay, you're at 45. That's close, but you will easily resurrect and be awarded heroes. Now, speaking of heroes, for this campaign, let's see what it has suggested in terms of unlocks. So we have Devil-Tongued, increase hummus influence vulnerability. Spells also generate more influence to be able to build a cult faster. Awesome offerings increase the amount of faith coins gained through offerings. And fanatical cultists is not recommended, but fanatical cultists make cultists quicker to perform their nightly activities while slowing down their influence natural decay. Also, we have the HIA Bureau. This building preserves the level of influence of souls for their next life. So this is important. When your cultists die, they will lose influence, potentially. And here is one such bureau. And this bureau, when staffed, when your cultists go into it, or anyone goes into it, they won't lose their belief in you when they resurrect. And as you can see, there's other bureaus over here locked behind this land buy. And we're probably going to want to eventually incorporate the HIA bureaus into resurrection, so that the cultists we don't lose faith every time they die, because, you know, they're going to be doing some potentially dangerous things, and it's relatively important that they don't lose value as cultists. So, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to save up for the Hellpet show. And I'll probably put the Hellpet show somewhere around here. I'll just put the first Hellpet show in here, like literally right maybe here. And then I'm going to incorporate other Hellpet shows to the left once I have more money. Reduce break time, that'll work. Another thing we're going to want is a break room for these guys. So let's set that up. No, that's not it. Set that up as well. And for now, if I put the break room here, it will serve... Is it? Yeah, okay. It serves every employee. And I'll probably end up moving that over time to be more centralized. But that'll do for now. If the guacos like to eat hummus, then why would this world even have any? I don't know. It's for story reasons. That was weird. Why did that one switch paths? It ultimately doesn't really matter. I'm just sort of curious as to why they would do that. Alright, I'm going to save up money for wages in the morning. And then taking a look surface side. What are they currently working on? They are building houses. I think that's reasonable to grow their numbers. So if we wanted to raise belief, let's go ahead and open up the influence overlay. So this is basically our influence, where we can see our cultists. So cultists are obviously colored in this way. And we don't have any cultists around the farm. So what I'm going to do is drop a little bit of a rainstorm here. And then let's check one of them. Wow, I did not build any influence with these guys, like, at all. Like, 5 influence, maybe? But, you know, that's essentially how to do it. Even if I did it massively ineffectively. But whatever. Improve in time. So, the other thing I wanted to do is let's spend our heroes. So let's go ahead and make it a little easier on us. Investing in some double-tongued to make them more vulnerable to spells, and then better offerings so they have more spell power. And then the last one, I'll buy the HIA Bureau, but likely we're just going to utilize the bureaus that already exist. I'm not going to, I don't need to build them from scratch. We'll just incorporate them soon.
Look at them. They are so cute, doing all of that in our name. I'm moved.
I'm not really sure what they're doing. Lily apparently thinks that the cultists are doing something. I guess they're going door to door and like spreading. Yeah, okay. So this is it. They're essentially parishioners. So they travel to this house and are trying to convert. You know, they're proselytizers. They're trying to convert people in our name. And that's what it looks like for their night activities. Okay, we have a decent amount of... Oh, yeah. I do not want to demotivate my employees, so I'm going to move some of this stuff. Because this gibbet is, like, demotivating the person that works in there. Okay. We obviously have a bit of a backlog for the Hellpet show. So let's get another Hellpet show out, and then I'll reset the pathing for it. Oh, this thing's backwards, isn't it? There we go. I still have enough money to... Oh, I don't like any of these guys. I might wait to staff it, because I know I'm going to have to owe wages in a minute, and I want to refresh. Also, if you join the queue right now, maybe you become the next employee. All right, we have enough money, so let's do a quick refresh for the hire. There we go. All right, let's reset the queue so they evenly split left and front or forward. Now the only worry I have is if these guys wait in line too long, they're gonna maybe become deviants and lose their hero value. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. The other thing is I don't believe this Hellpet show is covered. Oh no, it is covered by the break room. Okay, that's fine. You make me proud? All you need to do is, you know, help puppet. And that's all I'm asking for. So the other thing we want to do is to... Okay, so this is a really good example. This person's sins are too high. So I'm probably going to need to improve this, but essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to check for if I'll even move it. I'll move it right next to the exit. And we're going to check if they're worth a hero right at the exit. And if not, they get booted back to this loop here. So, fallback is C to the right. B is if status is hero, go to resurrection. Status is hero, or let's edit that, or status is saint. Right? If you're hero or saint, go resurrect. If not, go back into the loop and you'll pick the loop up here. Because as I suspected, we have this one that is not worth a hero resurrecting because they spent too long in line or whatever. And the other thing we can do is we can change the values to be like, rather than 45, to be lower. Like, let's say 40, and that gives us a little bit more wiggle room. I think it's fine. So this one gets booted back for being a 59, but this one will pass muster and resurrect. Done. And that gives us a hero, of course. Okay, whatever. That was a quick pop-up. All right, let's check these guys. So 43 and 46. So they seem to be working. There was really only the one that, like, was messed up.
It's working. Believers have started dropping offerings at the temple's altar.
If you don't pick them up, they won't do much for you. They are free faith coins waiting for you.
So I dropped a storm here. Healing rain. I'll do 2 with my faith coins. And as you can see, the influence that I have over those that were present for the rain have gone up to nearly cult levels. And that's how to build up cultists. So, like, I got 4 new believers in that storm casting. And we'll just keep doing that every time we have the coins for it. I'm also going to level up awesome offerings next chance I get. Now, if at any point we end up in a situation where like money is not an issue for us, we can also remove the purgatile or purgadollar tile maze to make things more efficient, as that is not an unreasonable thing to do if we're like just doing fine with money, which, you know, may be the case. Belhar, thank you for the resub. Oh, and Tervasker, to answer your question, yes, likely that will be the case. I'll be playing the campaign this whole time. All right, we're starting to build a little bit of a waiting time for treatment. So getting some motivation would help, and then getting another Omniscient Doctor would help as well. Says Omniscient Doctor will fall outside of the range of the restroom. I don't really like the style that I wasn't inherited at the start of this, but like whatever, I'll just keep it. All right, and you are my new employee. Yeah, get back in line. Now, once we have more money, there's a bunch of the things that we could do to speed everything up, like, or make more things more efficient, like waiting lines for things. What I intend to do is try to save up for the land purchase over here and then incorporate these HIA with a line, but it will require a fair bit of money first. Okay, what are these soldiers doing? These soldiers are probably going to that guac camp. And 4 of them are cultists, so hopefully I keep them alive. Alright, that guy is not going to do so hot. He took one for the team so that the others could survive. Alright, there goes the guac camp. And then this power shrine becomes contested. Alright, I got 6 more cultists. We're up to 22 out of 100.
Good. Your cult has his first member.
Yeah, I think that happened a while ago.
They will go back out rather than indulge in carnal pleasure. They will perform one group action in your name, so choose carefully.
So the moment I have them proselytizing, that's totally fine. That works for me. That's what I want them to do.
The Guaca Fortress has a back entrance that is underprotected. When you have the right cult numbers, they should be able to sneak in from there. You should still prepare for heavy casualties. However, one can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. They are fighting to free their savior. Their zeal will bring them salvation. It will be glorious.
Okay. So I think what I'm going to do next is utilize some of the money I have to optimize systems. Because I don't really love the layout here yet. So I'm going to move this measurement. Here, let's get these out of the way. Down here. So if you are a saint or have low sin, we're going to send you this way. And I'm going to move the Hellpet shows to be lined up with the HIA. So if you're a saint, you're not going to be a cult member, and we need to check for that later to have them escape the HIA entirely. But everyone else should Hellpet show. So I'll do another Souls Dispatcher here. Let's get, and I'm going to remodel things because I just don't like the way it was like, the way it was defaulted. So one thing I'm going to do over here is set up a waiting booth. And a waiting booth is going to prevent, it's going to prevent the buildup of sin as people wait. So here is, if you are low sin or a saint, you progress. And then I'll do one more Souls Dispatcher here. And then here is if you are not a saint. So not saint. You go through the Hellpet show, because saints don't build up faith coin in Hellpet shows. And that will lead you to this waiting line for the Hellpet show, so that you don't build up any unwanted sin as you wait. So we'll go ahead and get a employee here. Motivated, sure.
Like, yes, all right, I'm ready.
All right, and then if you're not a saint, you go left, and then the only people that should be down here in this path are those with low sin or saints. So else C, and C will lead to the Omnisin Doctors, which I'll be moving and laying out in a totally different manner, because I don't really like what was defaulted here, so I'm just redoing it. Okay, so this road goes out to the Hellpet shows. And then for now, because I don't have a lot of like excess money to buy the HIA stuff, I'm not going to bother going through the HIA stuff at the moment. I will eventually, but not right now. Okay, so then you go through Hellpet, you go through here, and then you do the final check. Now the final check path back will probably be different, so I just, wait on that. Then here, if you are a saint, you get defaulted fallback exit to B, which means if you're a saint, not that I really need to avoid the corrupt tiles, but if you're a saint, just go to resurrect, because I'm not saint processing at the moment. Okay, then we need to set up the everything for the other side. I'm just going to nuke it all. It's going to be a little bit easier for me to resign. All right, so this break room is going to be for the Hellpet shower and the waiting booth. Shadow Sovereign, thank you for the gifted subs. All right, on the other side, the exit for the Omnisin Doctors can be maybe here, where then we want to recheck them. Right, so you come out of treatment. If you are a deviant equals a deviant of any type, you go left, and then you'll circle back here for recheck. And then everyone else goes this way. So I'm going to use a crossroads here, which is a little confusing. I like to not use so many crossings if I can help it. So basically, once you're done with treatment, you go and recheck. So then this is the Souls Road that starts off with all of the uninstant doctors. And these omniscient doctors happen to be under the sphere of influence of the break room, which is useful. So I don't have to find another break room at the moment. All I would need to do is give them easier access to the break room with like an imp road. And I'll probably redesign these imp roads, but whatever. That's fine for now. Okay. And I left a little bit of room here so that we can move things along faster for efficiency's sake. Alright, and then these omniscient doctors are going to take people from a waiting line. I did nuke the last waiting booth, so I'm going to put another waiting booth in. And I'm going to have a waiting booth like way back here, so there's like functionally room. And I think what I want to do is I'll keep the percotile. Yeah, I'm going to keep the percotiles incorporated. Just for the extra money boost. And I know it doesn't necessarily make it efficient. So this waiting booth... Oh, I screwed that up. This waiting booth should be like this. That should be long enough. Okay. So then we have the waiting line. And then the Souls Roads. And the reason why I have it so far away is so that I can add more facilities for pop growth. I should have an employee, because I didn't fire them. Oops, that's not how to do it. Yep, Scarlet Kidman. You work here.
If that pleases you.
Now, Scarlet Kidman doesn't have a restroom, but everyone else does. And let's just see the flow. So they're a 39, they pass. You are a 77, you fail. You pass 23, you fail 70, you fail 87. That's about right. Looks good to me. And that should help with efficiency's sake. Alright, the other thing I wanted to do is get a big old motivator. And put it right there. To massively motivate those working in the Omniscient Doctor so they work real fast. And I might actually move the line a bit. Oops. So that Whoops. I'll get this right eventually. So that I put it within the sphere of influence of the motivator so the person working the line is faster. I'm going to redesign it so it's just a little cleaner. That's a big old line. Whatever. We don't need it probably that long, but at least we'll keep it from keep them from gaining sin. All right, so now this person has a much higher motivation level, which should allow them to work faster, and they gain the benefit of the great lottery thingy over there. But where is she? Says she's not motivated right now. Where? Okay, there she goes. Now she's motivated. Okay, we have some more heroes, so let's go ahead and get awesome offerings for more spell power. And then go surface side and collect whatever faith coin we have got. 28. And then let's check where influence could be applied. We'll just do 2 rainstorms, and I think we picked up 2 more cult members as a result of that casting. Yes, we went from 26 to 28. We also have our first deviant, and of course, all the deviants end up waiting a line here, so we'll deal with them as they crop up. Okay, now this layout should allow for additional Omniscient Doctors. I'm going to save money, though, because I'm going to have a lot of wages to pay, and I don't want to strike on my hands. We have 2/3 of a day to build up for 4,000 coin. So yeah, I'm going to hold off on expanding anything, but I think this is a slightly more efficient design, and it also has everyone, virtually everyone, going through per dollar tiles as well. Smacky and Glitch, thank you for the cheer and the resub and the hype train. It's coming in for the recheck. 49, you go back for treatment. 49 as well, go back for treatment. 59, go back for treatment. Which is totally fine. Now, unfortunately, I don't really know of a way to check if they've been through the per dollar tiles before. So they're just going to have to go through the loop again, which is maybe not that efficient as far as like building up sin. Which is why once we don't really need the money, I'll cut the maze out of the design, because it's it slows down progression through the treatment. Get off the John. In fact, let's rotate this. This just makes a lot more sense. Alright, there is a soldier fight. They are... what are they going to be attacking? That? That's pretty far away for them to be queuing. Maybe, I don't know. Alright, still waiting on building up the money so I afford wages and avoid a strike. But so far, so good. Okay, we almost have the wages required, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So all the recommended stuff we've already unlocked. We have 120 more heroes as far as limit goes. So I don't think I really need to do much. So I think probably the best thing we could do is to, before we start losing cult members due to death, incorporate the HIA after we do the Hellpet. And everyone that goes through Hellpet should go through HIA, because the saints are already accounted for and skip the queue. But before we do that, I might add some more Omniscient Doctors so we whittle down the backlog. Okay, I'm not going to hire just yet, because I'm right at the wages we need. But we'll be done soon. Oh, and my cultists converted someone, so we're up to 28, up from 27. That was no doing of my... I didn't do anything. They just did it. Works for me. Ooh. Good work. And we got more cultists. 4 more cultists. because they cleared a camp on their own. And then these archers are shooting at these guacas. That's a guac shaman. There we go. Ooh. Well, you're going to be joining me in hell. Missing road connection, really? Oh, yeah, obviously. I didn't set that up intentionally. Alright, and they're getting a place of power, which is going to be really nice because those are essentially free spells that it can gain cultist in influence with, rather than, you know, the paid ones. So, sounds good to me. Okay. I like how it's invincible, and yet they're like fighting it, and this is a healing rain, which is a pretty effective one to pick up. So now, let's see. Hire. Wow, none of you are in the queue. Okay. Robert.
Do I really have to?
Done. It's one more Omniscient Doctor. And it looks like we're doing alright. For now. Keep an eye on that. Oh, they didn't actually capture that? What? What? Joan, fart face. Hey, Miss Fart Face, go back there and finish the job. You stupid chickpea. Ugh, whatever. Can't rely on a fart face, apparently. I believe the join works when the dawn announcement queues. And that's when you have to join. Alright, I would say we might also want another Hellpet show. Because it looks like our current Hellpet show... I mean, they're in a line, so it's not urgent, but we're likely going to want the throughput. So joint is going in there. Alright, things are more or less running smoothly. We barely have anyone in queue here, and when they're in queue, of course, they're like immune to additional sin. You skipped it because you're at 37. Cool. And then the real curiosity, like, what I want to find is I want to find someone who, just meets muster. So someone who's at 40, if they can make it to become a hero while sitting at 40. And we also have 12 heroes. So I am going to... I think I'm going to pick up all of the 7 Deadly Sin treatments. So that I have the ability to deal with, like, any potential deviant. Because I was missing a few, and I think it makes sense to have treatment methods for every possibility. So I don't end up with, like, a deviant that's stuck. Alright. So, the people that work in the farms mostly believe in me. So there's not a lot of, utility in casting spells there. Ideally, with a spell like Healing Rain, I would want to cast that on my soldiers. Because... Now, the trouble with casting on the soldiers is if you're a soldier, you're more likely to die, but also Healing Rain is likely to heal... Well, it's going to heal you. So there's a bit of a benefit. Now, if I want to start casting on the soldiers, what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to save up for the HIA setup. So that's going to be my next big purchase, unless I have a lot more, yeah, there's a bit of a line building up. I'll get one more Omniscient Doctor, and then we'll go for the HIA. God, fine, whatever.
Do I really have to?
So the only one not covered by this restroom is the waiting booth up. Got it. All right, 17 soldiers. Man, I am not moving the needle much. There we go. Starting their path on becoming cultists. Thank you for tuning in to Sintopia, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream of another game. Farewell, my fellow administrators.